PNP boosts police force for barangay elections. Bigger gains projected for shored up environmental campaign. And Pangasinenses voice out their opinions on vote buying. I'm EJ Dangla. Good evening. PNP Dagupan has toughened its security call all over the province to ensure peace and order in this year's barangay elections. Will Estero reports.
To complete their mission of keeping the barangay elections 2013 orderly and safe, the existing police force in the province was provided with further reinforcements, according to Police Superintendent Christopher N. Abrahano, Chief of Police of PNP Dagupan.
Meron tayong kasama dun sa pagplano natin yung augmentation troops coming from the Philippine Army, from the public safety company sa ating provincial office, at meron din tayong mga augmentation troops from the regional office.
Alongside the police augmentation, plans have been made to ensure a safe and peaceful election.
Meron po kaming polling center security, mga police natin sa lahat ng polling centers dito sa Dagupan City, at meron din tayong quick reaction teams na nakakalat to maintain peace and order. At saka even before that, meron na tayong series of activities preparing for this political contest.
Sir, which are?
Kasama dito yung pong ating focus police operations against loose firearms, yung pong ating conduct of checkpoints, again to preempt or to curtail yung pagpasok ng instruments of violence.
Yes, sir.
Nandito rin natin yung ginagawa yung SOCAN approach. Ibig sabihin yung SOCAN approach natin na kinakausap natin yung mga stakeholders, kandidato, mga botante at supporters na manatiling mahinahon at maging well-informed sila doon sa different resolutions, election laws, election rules na pinatutupad ng police.
Except from distressed calls about alleged vote buying and harassments, overall, there were no reported cases of casualties related to the barangay elections 2013. This is Willard Estero for Pangasinan Watch.
Manny V. Pangilinan Incorporated and the local government of Pangasinan merged in cultivating environmental activism through shored up campaign. Louis de la Vega reports.
One of the Philippines' richest bodies of water is Lingayen Gulf. It is spread across the wide expanse of Pangasinan and La Union provinces. The Agno River tips in this gulf. Not long ago, the harbor struggled against environmental degradation, but with the steadfast undertaking of the provincial government, it has pledged to further the effective preservation of the natural environment in its surrounding communities. Save Lingayen Gulf or SLING campaign, a brainchild of Governor Amado T. Espino Jr. and Shore It Up Drive, the longest-running corporate-backed environmental program launched by Manny V. Pangilinan, has merged for the conduct of environmental protection activities such as coastal cleanup drives, clam rearrangement, and mangrove tree planting activity in Alaminos City and Bolinao Town. And this October 25 to 26, we have witnessed another massive mobilization of people involving around 22,500 volunteers spread across 114 coastal barangays in Pangasinan's coastal areas. Taking part are the municipalities of Sual, Labrador, Lingayen, Agno, Dasol, Hinmalay, Bani, Bolinao, Burgos, Infanta, Anda, San Fabian, and the city of Dagupan. Vice Governor Jose Ferdinand Calimlim was in presence to support the joint environmental restoration efforts of the provincial government and the giant conglomerate.
Well, right now we have our, of course, the awareness program. No, that's why they're going through all the 14 municipalities and cities that are part of the Lingayen Gulf, and of course they're doing everything from immersion underwater. No, nagda-dive sila to see the marine life and how we protect it. And also itong cleanup drive, at meron rin yung awareness and education program na gagawin po mamaya with the children. Practically, this is the first step to all the efforts that the MVP group will be having with the local government unit of Pangasinan.
The stretch of Lingayen was packed with local residents and provincial employees upkeeping with the program's objective to further the cause of environmental protection, not just in Pangasinan, but throughout the country.
Ang magagawa siguro namin as an organization is to encourage yung mga youth, kasi mga businessman, young professionals na makipag-participate sa mga ganitong klaseng activities or events. Nang sa gayon ay makatulong tayo sa environment, preservation ng environment.
The battle to protect Mother Earth shifts into a new front with the Junior Environmental Scouts or JES on October 26, involving some 200 public elementary school students in Aplaya Elementary School, Lingayen. For the past 5 years, the JES has been an integral part of the SIU and has reached over 1,000 children with environmental lectures through creative visual art activities. The event aimed to impart to the young generation the need for care to our environment and how they at their fledgling age could help in the preservation of the ecosystem. Ma'am LV Reyes, the principal head of the said school, was in all joy when selected to take part in the event.
Nakita ko na benefited yung mga bata namin aside from sa mga ibibigay nila. Marami silang matututunan regarding about environment wherein as pupils, they are a part in concerning of our Mother Earth, our environment. Kasi alam natin na ang ating environment ngayon is parang yung basura ang nagiging cause ng mga flood. So with this program, alam ko na marami silang matututunan.
Lovely, a grade 4 pupil, attentively listened to the lectures and shared us how she can facilitate in maintaining the natural beauty of our environment.
Magpulot ng mga basura, pagtulong sa kapwa, paglinis sa kapaligiran.
MPIC Vice President for Public Relations and Corporate Communications, Melody Del Rosario, excitedly emphasized the importance of the Pangasinan leg as it included a variety of activities over and above the underwater cleanup performed from the earlier leg in Nanilao, Batangas, and Puerto Galera.
So, napili po ang Pangasinan, unang-una dahil malapit po siya sa coastal areas at ang 100 Islands ay kilala na isang lugar na napakaganda at mayroong mga projects na geared towards environmental awareness din. Ngayong pangalawang beses na bumalik kami, buong province na ng Pangasinan nang involved at buong Lingayen Gulf na ang nagkaroon ng activity in coordination with Save Lingayen Gulf together with Shore It Up.
Realizing the need to address these concerns, Del Rosario was pleased on how the local government of Pangasinan, led by Governor Amado T. Espino Jr. and Alaminos Mayor Art F. Celeste, were welcoming of the public-private partnership in support for the environmental restoration endeavors.
I personally want to thank Governor Amado Espino kasi pinakita niya sa amin yung talagang essence of PPP, yung public-private partnership. Kagabi nga, parang kinilabutan kami at naluha dun sa mga nakita namin dahil na-instill ang patriotism, ang love of country, pati ang love of province. Nandoon ang lahat ng elemento na nawawala na sa atin ngayon.
Much has yet to be done on issues such as overfishing and alternative livelihood that need to be addressed. And this partnership made by the local government of Pangasinan and MVPI through Shore It Up will hopefully continue to leave a meaningful imprint in our lives. Luis de la Vega, Pangasinan Watch.
Through the years, amounts given out to voters have varied depending on poverty levels. What does it really take to win in the Philippine elections? And what do our people say about a common practice of vote buying? Here's my report. Yesterday has been election day once again, and this time we have cast our votes on our bets to lead our barangays. Over and over, we have heard of stories of vote buying in the guise of goods packed as gifts. Gifts from candidates who did everything to win people's votes, but did nothing during their tenure in office. The lingering question is, have we ever learned? We have asked a number of voters a thought-provoking question that will somehow challenge their principles. Did you vote for those candidates who distributed goods and money?
Bumoto kami na kusang loob namin na hindi kami binigyan ng pera. Nagbigay man sila yung mga bigas, tig 1 kilo, pero yung pera, wala yun.
So binoto nyo rin po sila kahit mga bigas, ganyan?
Oo, okay lang yun kasi regalo nila eh. Siyempre tatanggapin namin. Pero yung pera na sinasabi nila wala yun. Kusang loob namin sila binuto dahil gusto namin sila na maging maging katungkulan nila yung maging kagawad sila o maging kapitan.
Maski binigyan ako, di yung karapat dapat yun ang iboto.
If ever may matanggap ako, syempre, biyaya yun eh. Pero ang mananaig pa rin, kung ano yung sa tingin ko, kung sino talaga yung dapat iboto, yun talaga yung iboboto ko.
Jaime Mislang, on the other hand, says that he refuses to accept anything from candidates.
Ay mga binoto ko, yung neutral hindi nagbibigay sa akin. Yung tagang karapat dapat na iboto. Kasi pag tumanggap ka, parang bininta mo yung boto mo. Ganun lang ang prinsipyo ko.
Pangasinenses have varying opinions about distribution of goods and money during the campaign period. Some acknowledge the fact that these candidates indeed are buying their votes. Others, however, consider them gifts given by candidates who just love their constituents. But like what Jaime says, principle must always prevail. EJ Dangla, Pangasinan Watch. The conduct of the barangay elections in 4th District went generally smooth despite minor glitches in some areas. Will Estero reports.
Before the polling precincts were officially open to the public, voters of Barangay San Vicente and San Jacinto, Pangasinan have already rallied and lined up to the respective precincts an hour earlier than the official opening of the Barangay Elections 2013. Public school teachers who acted as members of the Board of Tellers, or BET, set up the 7 polling precincts in San Vicente Elementary School as early as 6 in the morning in anticipation of the early arrival of voters. According to some members of the BET, this readiness was drawn from their past experience in the May 2013 national elections, where the voters have arrived at the school ahead of the official voting period. Thankfully, the punctual entrance of voters was even coupled by a smooth and orderly queue. Volunteers of the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, or PPCRV, have set up an assistance desk to aid voters in finding their correct precincts or in checking the validity of their registration to the Commission on Elections. Barangay San Vicente scores the biggest portion of the 38,863 population of the municipality of San Jacinto and is even considered as an election powerhouse with a total of 2,130 among all registered voters in the municipality. In the neighboring town of Magaldan, Barangays Poblacion and Gigilonan were sheltered in Magaldan Central School, where a combined total of 4,992 registered voters from both barangays poured into their designated polling precincts. In the middle of the commotion in the barangay elections in Magaldan, we have spotted Mrs. Vargas, a resident of Barangay Poblacion, rummaging around to find the precinct where she is designated to vote, now that the 9 precincts of Barangay Poblacion were split into 2 areas. Fortunately, it did not take that long to find Mrs. Vargas's name in the correct listing released by the COMELEC. Thanks to the assistance desk manned by volunteers and a police officer, they were able to locate Mrs. Vargas's precinct among the classrooms in the right zone of the school frontage. In Dagupan City, voters were welcomed by a towering wall of electoral posters as they entered the school grounds to their polling precincts in West Central 1 Elementary School, which houses Barangays 1, 2, and 3 of Dagupan. Before its actual closing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, most of the Copeños have already cast their votes before noon, according to Mr. Fred V. Balmores, a member of the BET and a master teacher too in the said school.
Usually kasi pag ganito na barangay, mas maaga natatapos kasi madami ka ganun nagdadagsa na pupunta.
Except for the minimal loitering brought about by the influx of voters, the barangay elections in Dagupan City is going smooth as the rest of the 4th District. This is Willard Estero for Pangasinan Watch.
Likewise, the barangay polls in Malindong was smooth sailing, although residents parlayed on manual voting. Louie de la Vega reports.
Yesterday was a day of reckoning for more than 30,000 candidates vying for different posts in Pangasinan barangay polls. When voting started at 7 a.m., voters gathered at their respective precincts to look for their numbers and choose 1 barangay chairman and 7 barangay kagawads. Election proceedings in Malindong, a small barangay of Pinmali Town, went smoothly as expected by its local residents.
Opo, madali lang po. Kasi yung mga iba po, mga mahirap kasi parang hindi nila na-memorize yung presento nila. Pero yung sa amin, okay lang po, madali lang.
Pero nahanap niyo po ba ng madali yung number niyo?
Dito siguro mas maganda yung mabilis at mapayapa na eleksyon.
Wala na mo po bang namimigay ng mga flyers?
Wala, kasi lahat ng mga flyers nandun sila, alam na nila yung mga limitation nila.
Additionally, the residents communicated their views on the possible outcry of citizens regarding COMELEC's decision about not using automated machines for the barangay elections.
Supposed to be, noon, yung nakaraang election, mas madali yun kasi machine po yun. Pero ngayon, sa barangay nga lang, wala yung automated. Pero as long as hindi siya automated, pero konti lang na barangay. Kumbaga, isang barangay lang, madali na lang.
Yung last, di ba? Automated na siya. Pero bubuto pa lang ako, kaya mas maganda pa siguro yung automated.
Kasi po?
Kasi mabilis. Pati yung resort, mabilis.
Based on COMELEC Resolution number 9715, prohibited acts during election day include soliciting of flyers and opening of stalls for the selling of merchandise or refreshments, both within 30 meters of the polling place. These activities transpired injudiciously around the area. One was said to be caught handing handbills inside the voting chambers. Good thing, the members of the BET were alert and cautious before receiving electorates inside the precincts. The barangay elections are as important and relevant as that of the national elections because our people elect officials to provide frontline services to the community. So let us hope we have come up with representatives that would best represent the voice of our barangays in Congress. John Louis de la Vega, Pangasinan Watch.
Thousands of Pangasinenses have gathered in Barangay Salasa, Bugalyon for Iglesia ni Cristos or INC Evangelical Mission Saturday. The event has been conducted simultaneously with the same activity in Dagupan City. This also serves as part of a series of undertakings during the countdown to INC Centennial Celebration in 2014. On October 11th and 12th, INC members have also held the Northern Luzon leg of Unity Games at the Narciso Ramos Sports and Civic Center. About 40,000 members of INC occupied the sports facility. At the Evangelical Mission, police have estimated the number of the crowd to roughly 80,000. And that was today's latest news and information in the province of Pangasinan. I'm EJ Dangla, and this is Pangasinan Watch of Top TV Global, broadcasting from Pangasinan to the world.